Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. It is 6 minutes past the hour on this 18th day of August. Make it happen Monday. Hopefully, you had a great weekend. Welcome to hashtag Truth Be Told. JD Live, your early morning. Get up, wake up, wake up. It's time to get it going. Monday morning, up and yawning. That's what I'm talking about. Listen, family, yours truly, Joe Dupree in the building from 100 BLK to Black Station, but I ain't never in here by myself. Never. No, never do I come in here by myself. I always show up with my friends. Yeah, because y'all need a little help from your friends. She is the CEO of Pimping Positivity. Nobody pimps positivity more than she pimps it, and she be pimping it. Positivity and positive. I was about to use a lot of P's, but her gets the Megatroy. Let me just bring her on the screen. Here she is, up and on and about to teach these kids. It's not other than Miss Alethea Crimmins. Good morning, Alethea. How you doing?
Good morning and good morning. I'm good. How are you?
Girl, I'm here. I'm here. So you back in school, teaching school. I wake up this morning with my first day of class that I am a student in school. I have to be on a virtual lecture from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. And I forgot how I used to be in school. Oh, Lord. How the
Yeah,
kiddies doing? How the
it
kiddies
they
doing? How you doing?
good. It's just getting reacclimated with the classroom, getting them reacclimated with the rules and with the standards and with the structure that they did not have whenever they were not in school.
Mm,
So yeah, it's just all of that.
all that good stuff. You with the little kiddies too. That's the
Yeah,
thing.
pre-K, yes.
With the little kiddies. You definitely got your work cut out for you.
Mhm.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I don't know if your problem more the kids or the parents. I don't know who really going back to school. The little ones
we
or their mom and dad who
we gonna see, cause we gonna see, cause it's a struggle both ways.
Well, family, I don't know. I woke up this morning and the more I watch this, the more my heart just seems to cringe because Titsy, as they call her, Titsy is a friend of mine. And it just hurts me when I see what's going on in New Orleans with Mayor Cantrell. To me, not a good look on us again as a people, but definitely not a good look on to me a straight up just attack on black women, especially black women in power. You know, they talked horribly about the sister who ran for president, Kamala Harris, and now they trying to say that allegedly because you are innocent until proven guilty. I'm not down in New Orleans. I don't know that this really happened or not, but seems to be it ain't looking good. Ain't looking good for the home team. So let me tell y'all something. If you out there doing anything that is illegal on any level, just don't do it. These people ain't playing. I don't know if y'all ain't noticed now that Trump is in office, they deploying the National Guard. They coming after everybody, especially black and brown folks who got a little money and a little power and then did a little fraud. Cause some of y'all, that's how y'all got in power. Y'all did a little fraud. So if you did a little fraud, stop doing the fraud and pray that they don't come back and get you for the fraud that you did. Because let me tell you something, they're acting like Santa Claus. They got a list and they checking it twice. They picking up those who were naughty and patting on the back those who were nice. I'm just saying you got to be careful. Got to be careful.
They coming after everybody, or not everybody. They are coming after cities that are predominantly black and brown. They
Right.
went after Ca-
Democratically ran. Right.
California,
Right.
Washington D.C., and they already had their crime under control.
Right.
So he came in and did what exactly? Now I think he's going after in Indianapolis, I think, or in Indiana, one of those. But the mayor was like, We ready. Let him come. Let him come
It, it's
because
listen, family. And I wrote a long Facebook post yesterday because I've been watching.
Nope, I I can't hear you. So Joe is having some technical difficulties right now, but I'm sure that he will be right back in just a minute. Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is your early morning wake up. Listen, I know that look, we have crust in our eyes, but we need to get up and do something positive today. Good morning.
Good morning, miss.
Broke in Berlin?
Yeah, I changed it. I think it rings better. I'm humble. I'm a reservation baby. I'm gonna show people how you can have fun without having to do the whole shining and all that wasted money. I'm
Oh,
gonna show how you can.
oh,
Yeah. So I'm changing and it just rolls broken Berlin because it sounds like broken Berlin and then broken Berlin. So I'm a dad.
because
I have to do puns. You know, it's what happens when you. The first thing you do when you get someone pregnant is you get the book of puns. You know, to ruin your kids. You know, so.
you know, we as a culture, we do have that show off spirit. As soon as we get like a little bit of money, let me go show off. Let me go, not let me go invest and let my
Mm-mm.
money make more money. Not let me go put my money to where it can grow. Not let me go get a property and let my money work for me. It's let me see what I can buy to let everybody know that I got money.
Well, Neely Fuller speaks about this. He says if you really break down black culture to the crux of it, it's pretty much black people wanting to show off to other black people. You can make it more complicated than you want to, but at the base crux of it, it's a lot of the things that we do, a lot of things we strive for, are in order to show off to other black people. White people don't care that we're doing all this. White
They
people don't
really
care.
don't.
They really don't. They would they see through us. But that's why I used to always, as a traveler, I used to always kind of be upset when you would see a black person, they wouldn't give you the black nod. Remember, you know?
Yeah,
But
yes, yes. That
but
that
as
that
I get older, I realize that that's actually me trying to psychologically remind them of their blackness. And like I see you, and we have to get away from that. Like, I said number five. When I get to 33, I want my picture.
Hey, you are Odie, you didn't even have to do that, brother. Your picture got put on the moment that you opened up your mouth. All of a sudden, I was like, "Bam! Let me put it out there." Then, hey, welcome to the team. Not
Thank you.
broken, Berlin, bro. Don't no. You are.
Hmm.
I'll never because they say you have what you speak, and guess
no,
what? You
but
blessed in Berlin. You might be bountifully rich in Berlin, but you damn sure ain't broken Berlin. It's the brother in Berlin, y'all. My man. Brother Jason Washington,
Well,
brother
it's
Washington,
like
what's
that Goody
happening,
Mob
baby?
song, you know. Like sometimes I like being poet. At least you know what your friends here for.
Okay,
That's a very
okay,
important quote that we need to
yes,
remember.
yeah,
yes.
that's true.
You
But
you you're right about that. But yeah, you are right. Like we show off for other black people to let other black people know, oh, well, we got a little something because now you got, because I never understood the big blinged out chains and the things to let, like, that doesn't show me that you have money when you have the big blinged out chain, but you going back to an apartment and you didn't get a house, but you got a
mm,
blinged out chain. And
mm,
like
It's our
I don't
reputation
understand the
against Africa.
logic. Mm,
It's our reputation. It's a retribution. It's our retribution. Ooh, Oklahoma Public School retribution to Africa. Uh, in the system of white supremacy, this is a theory. They Since we were so called given away from Africa to the Americas, now as Americans we perpetuate the diamond culture so much that causes so much death in Africa. So it's like
mm,
it's oh, you gave us away. Okay, now we're going to use them to destroy you. And the things we perpetuate the diamond culture in a way globally, and we make as Black Americans, we let the world know how valuable diamonds are. when in reality they're not. They're just sitting in warehouses just waiting to be sold. They're not really that important, but we've made them that important, and because of that, now the blood diamonds and all the things that happen in Africa are happening.
We are
Just a
trendsetters.
theory.
We are listen.
What?
Listen. If you want something to start and blow up, have some black and brown folks all of a sudden start making it. We make stuff popular. We made Tommy Hilfiger popular. I mean, we make stuff popular. We made my Adidas. We made Adidas popular. Man, we make stuff popular. You got a very good point there. Since we all the way in Berlin, Germany, and we in Lafayette, Louisiana, we might as well take ourselves down to the MIAO with the cleanest brother I know in podcasting, Mr. Dapper Dan himself, Brother Bowtie Antonio Cope is in the building. Good morning, Brother Antonio.
Great morning, Brother Joe. I hope all is well with you. Alethea, the brother in Berlin. I hope all is well with you. Not
I
a
did
good
have to tell
morning
you,
for me so
Bowtie,
far, but
I
I'll
had to
be
let
all
you
right.
know. You know who Brother Mr. Servon is on No Limit? You were like the cleaned up, smart version of Mr. Servon. Anyone that's
No
from
Limit.
like Louisiana knows about Mr. Servon
Yeah,
from No
hold
Limit.
it.
Yeah,
Hold
yeah,
it,
I know
'cause he
about Mr.
quick to
Servon.
hold it.
You are the.
Hold on, Berlin. I'm glad you said that because he quick to call people M'Baku, and he'll find people. He'll call people Curtis Mayfield. You know, he's gonna tell me. Boy, I said, man, if you tell me I look like Curtis, man, everybody tell me I look like Curtis Mayfield. Now we gonna start calling you the clean Mr. Sir, because that boy look like Mr. Sir.
Like Mr. Servon turned Muslim. He went to jail and came out and got his life right. Mr. Servitude now. I'm not Mr. Servon. I don't sell these drugs no more. I servitude to the community.
That's it. I serve the people, Brother Bowtie. That's what we're gonna say. The servant of the people, Brother Bowtie in the building. Go ahead and say baby one time for him, Alethea, where he can really wake up. Go on and hit him.
Good morning, baby. What's going on?
All is well. All is well, love.
What is
Well,
Zoom?
let me stop mine. You know what? Actually, last year I was in therapy a lot, and one of my therapists told me, well, the therapist I was seeing said, you need to stop saying that you're all right. I know it's the norm for you to tell people that you're all right when they say how you doing, but man, Joe, Joe Alethea, I got a phone call last night that I didn't want to get. My mom had a forced stroke last night.
Oh Lord, but we're gonna keep
Yeah.
her in your prayers. We're gonna keep your mother
Definitely.
in our prayers. That
Yeah.
she recovers. Is she at the hospital? Where's she at?
Yeah, she's at the hospital. She's at the hospital. She was just doing good too. She had suffered 3 strokes 2 years ago. She had 3 strokes in 1 month. And of course, I don't know if you guys are familiar with people with stroke, but usually they lose their speech, their memory,
Yes.
movement.
Oh, I had one. Brother Bowtie. I didn't
Okay,
have a
okay.
major one. I had what they call a TIA. I
Mhm.
don't want to ever have the big one. That TIA had me a bit. And the crazy thing is, I could have swore I was having conversation, but people told me, and we couldn't understand
wasn't
the
saying
term
nothing,
words
yeah.
that we said.
So she advanced to the point she still could have a full conversation, but she didn't know none of her kids' names, so she used to call us mama. But probably like 5 or 6 months ago, she made much progress. She only remember her kids' name. The grandkids was too much, but she knew the kids' name. But now we don't know how this stroke gonna affect us, so we're waiting on more things to come. You know, waiting on the doctors to come talk to us and tell us what's going on. So, but she's a fighting woman, so she's very strong. So.
We're gonna keep your mom in prayer. I want to jump into something right quick because I know Alethea can only be here until 6:30 when Elijah comes in with sports. So we got 10 minutes. I need to jump on this quick because Alethea, I need you. I got to give big ups to State Representative Dustin Miller. Here's why. I was just reading here that he secured a $15,000 grant to help provide abstinence and STD training for junior high and high school students. Now, let me be real with y'all. You can like it, leave it, or love it. What I'm about to say gonna make some of y'all mad. But these little kids, and that's what they are, they kids. I ain't even talking about high school and junior high, even some of these little elementary kids, they out there getting it in. They sexing more than you grown folk. They out there getting it in. They out there having sex. It might not be penetration sex, but they out there giving blowjobs, I'm telling you, they out there having oral sex. Listen, Y'all got to start, and I hate to do this on a Monday morning, 21 minutes, but I'm going to let Alethea start telling y'all, man, y'all got to start having some conversation with your children about sex, because they getting the information from other folks and they feeling like oral sex ain't real sex. And that's why a lot of them having sex. Alethea, the floor is yours, and I'm going to go to my brother in Berlin.
That is true. Like I've actually heard when we have talks with these girls and just girls, and then we have classes with just boys. The common thing is, oh well, oral sex isn't sex. Yes, it is. Who told you that it was not sex? Yes, it is, and you can actually contract, if not more, STDs from oral sex than actually
Yes,
penetration
it
sex,
is. And you can
because we have, so like if you have sores or like a cut in your mouth, or different things of that nature, like you can contract STDs. Like, if what people don't realize is herpes is real, like that you can get that from having oral sex, and they're like, what, you could staph infection, you can get that from oral sex. Like, it's so many things, but they're like, well, oral sex isn't sex. Well, it's in the name. It's in the name. Oral
Right.
sex, it's
Right.
in the name. So
Duh.
but they feel like, because you cannot get pregnant by it, it's not sex.
Hold
That
it.
that is what is in their mind.
Hold on.
Because I cannot get pregnant,
Mm.
it's not sex.
And there are a lot of young ladies out there who are having anal sex in high school and swearing to God they still virgins. Brother
Yeah,
in
yes,
Berlin, talk to me, and then
yes.
we go to Brother Bowtie. Brother in Berlin, talk to me.
Well, she asked the question, who told them that? The community told them that. The community told them that that wasn't sex. We can't, wait, let me rephrase that. We can have the conversation with our kids, but we need to have the larger conversation with the community. We need to dissect this culture that we're ingesting. We need to do something about this hip hop coding and programming that we're ingesting. The ideas of our sexuality have a lot been programmed through entertainment and music. And if we want a better outcome, we have to change our patterns. And yes, we love to dance to it. Yes, we love to boogie to it. But is it a constructive activity? Yes or no? More than likely, it's not. And we have to have a conversation about, if we want to have different outcomes for our children, we need to dissect this culture that has already been programmed in us and reject probably 90% of it.
Sexy
So
Red,
We
Sexy Red. You talking about Sexy Red talking about that her mouth is the daycare? Is it because
but
I have no smoke. I have no smoke for Sexy Red. I have smoke for the men who are her ghostwriters. I have smoke for the
Ooh.
record labels above her. All she's doing is participating into the system of white
Right.
supremacy, and she's
She
getting the
making her
money. And
bread. She making her bread. Right. Okay.
we have to have, if we have smoke for all these men that got problems with all these female rappers, how come you don't have problems with all these male rappers? How come you don't have, Jay-Z told us all about what he did and whatnot. Why are we're quick to buck at the black women? How come we won't dissect our own side of this?
Come on now. I like that. Sister Alethea, then Brother Bowtie. Come on, Sister Alethea. Come through.
so people went off on Cardi B. Like, it was a whole thing, because she made a video, and she was listening to WAP and was like rapping to it, and then her daughter walked in, and she immediately turned it off and was like, no, 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 no. So people went in, and what she said was absolutely right. People started to go in, oh well, you don't want your daughter listening to it, but you don't care if, like, our children listen to it. And Cardi said, and she speaks realness, your children are not my business. That's for you you need to stop your children from listening to my music. I never said that my music was for children. So if you are letting your children listen to it, that's on you. But I'm not letting mine listen to it. And she was right.
Mm.
She
Yeah,
was right.
parentings need to be parents. Brother Bowtie, get in on this, man. Brother
Man,
here in
so
Louisiana got this money. Now let's get something here. Louisiana, when it comes to HIV and STDs, and like I always tell people, they got a list. Either you in the bottom 3 or the top 3. Look like in all the bad things, Louisiana's in the top 3, and all the good things, Louisiana's in the bottom 3. We're in the top 3. We're one of the top 3 states with HIV and STDs. So go ahead, brother Bowtie.
my state in the top 3 as well.
I know Florida. Them old folk be between the kids and the retirees, they be getting it in.
Yeah.
Girl, you better come over here and get this check.
And
You know some
it's-
old man down there saying
It's promoted heavy in Florida music, especially where there's our rappers or our singers. Sex is promoted real
keep
heavy.
coming, keep coming.
Yeah.
Luke, Trina.
Trick Daddy,
No,
yeah.
go back. Tootsie Roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've been I actually lost my virginity at 8 years old. And this gonna sound real crazy.
Talk
And
to him
still,
then, Bowtie.
still to this day, I'm 40 years old, and I done had conversations with my sons. Of course, they're sexually active. They're 22 and 23, and all 3 of us lost our virginity the same way, and all 3 of us lost our virginity before we made it to 7th grade. But these
Babysitter.
young ladies, they're exposed too much to sex. And oftentimes when they come and they have conversations with young men, oftentimes it makes us feel like we're less than, even if we're a little boy, like, oh, there's somebody in the 6th grade kissing girls. Hold on, I'm on in the 4th grade. Like I'm still with the do you like me check, yes or no. I want to hug. I want to share a cookie. She want to share a cookie, all right. But anyway, nonetheless, I agree with the brother in Berlin. I can think back when I was younger. And Joe, you older than me, Alethea, and as well as the brother Berlin. But I don't know if y'all remember. Yeah, I gotta remember, obviously. But you remember when you guys used to have house parties on Fridays or Saturdays or Sundays, and the kids would be dancing and playing, and y'all played certain music. And then around like 9:30, 10 o'clock, like, all right, it's time for them kids to go to bed. Then when the kids went to bed, that's when y'all played that, that grinding music or the music make y'all want to get. And I think we lost that. I think we expose our kids to certain things that makes them question and makes them want to learn about sex at the most earliest ages possible. I look now, I know I crash with my sister all the time because my niece is only 6 or 7 and she have her taking the picture with her lips poked out with the 2 fingers that women do. And I said, she's a child. Like, let her enjoy being a child. My youngest niece, which is my prize, my baby is like 4 years old, and she's doing the same thing because she's imitating and falling behind her older female cousin or whatnot. But my younger niece is like a Zach when my younger niece leaked it to me. She said, "Oh, Treasure boyfriend ugly," and I said, "What? Oh, she got a boyfriend? She's 7 years old." So it's like, what are these kids been exposed to? And the other hand is, are the parents doing a great job at parenting? And it all starts at home. I believe what the guy doing in Louisiana is great for the STD testing to buy the kits. I believe that's great.
Well,
But
it's not that. He's actually
can you imagine
hold
if
on.
you
Hold
raise
on.
your child
Hold on.
to say, okay,
He's not just doing I don't know if his testing's involved, but he's doing an education for junior high and high school students. He's actually got the funding to help bring in sex ed into these schools where if they not being told that's at home, yeah, this funding is for education.
hold on, Joe. So they don't do that in school naturally in Louisiana?
In Louisiana, hold on. And if I recall right, and I got to look at this, but no, I don't think there's no.
Are you guys a blue state or a red state?
We are as red as the day
Yeah.
is
Well,
long.
It's the Bible Belt. Mississippi, Oklahoma, Louisiana, Arkansas, and Texas are very about teaching about sexuality at a young age in schools.
The reason why I asked, because in the state of Florida, you have to take sex education before you
Yeah.
graduate. That's a
That's
requirement before you
Florida. That's
graduate out of
different.
high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, y'all still got because listen, y'all still had some remnants, even though y'all got Governor DeSantis. I mean DeSantis.
Yeah. Yeah. We're purple state. Sometimes we blue, sometimes we red. I get it.
Right. But we're gonna get back into this conversation, but let's switch gears because football is back. My Steelers got beaten preseason, but it's just preseason. I tell people, it's just get hyped in preseason if you want to. You're gonna find out something. The regular season and preseason, two different things. And these days, y'all put your hands together. Brother Elijah doing this thing in Knoxville, Tennessee. He is here with what's going on, Brother E?
Good morning. I know I look exhausted because I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Knoxville decided to break some news last night around 9 o'clock.
What
And I
news
didn't
did
hear-
they break? What did they break?
I'm gonna tell you. I didn't
Breaking
get home
news from
till
Elijah.
So they named their starting quarterback last night. Joey Aguilar is their starting quarterback. They named it
snap.
around 9 o'clock at night, and we had to scramble and get that stuff in for the shows. I changed the whole show around. But anyway, Joey Aguilar is the trade is now official. Nico Iamaleava, who left Tennessee to go to UCLA because he wanted. Some people say he wanted more money. Some people say he wanted to be back home, but he left. When that happened, the starting quarterback for UCLA decided to hit the transfer portal, so it's kind of like a trade. He came to Tennessee, had a battle out throughout the whole camp, had to beat two guys out, and he did beat Jake Merlinger and George McIntyre. Now, I'm going to ask y'all because this is what's going on around here. Josh Heupel's system, Tennessee's system, is not based on turning over the ball, but he likes to take shots downfield. Nico Iamaleava did not do that last year. Joey Aguilar will, but here's the thing. Joey Aguilar threw 56 touchdowns and 24 interceptions. I'm going to say that one more time. In 2 years, he threw 56 touchdowns and 24 interceptions. His offense is not based in prime off of turnovers and taking those big risks like that. But naming him the starter, what do you think is going to happen with Joey Aguilar being in a system like that when there is he's not going to take those. I'm not going to lie to you. He's not going to take a lot of checkdowns. He's going to take checkdowns when needed, but he's going to throw the ball around the yard. What do you think that system is going to look like when you have a gunslinger, a Brett Favre in that offense?
The 1998 national champions under T. Martin, Tennessee Vols. I said what I said. I've been waiting for it. I've been waiting for him finally to get somebody to cut loose. Stop all this, bro. I ain't trying to imitate nobody. Cut loose and look, bro. Cut loose and slang that thing. Slang that thing. Because guess what? If you got the right receivers, the right LSU proved that. I got a back in the back that can run it down your throat, but let me get the right receivers. LSU. A lot of folks always talked about the defense, and the defense was I'll knock your lights out defense. But what made LSU so beautiful was them receivers, because you knew Neighbors was going to get hit. You knew Lacey was going to get hit. I can name receiver after receiver because you knew when the slinger started slanging, them balls were going to be caught. And sometimes turnovers don't come from the quarterback. It comes from the receiver.
Sure.
Brother Bowtie? With the gator chomp?
Yeah, I know, right? I actually think he's going to be like the greatest. Reggie, I think this is the night's move. I think he's going to be like probably one of the top quarterbacks this year. Because I could see him slinging and danging. Like, I think it'll be the greatest show on turf, as they said. I think you'll probably see that. Now, I don't like him, but I think I don't like him more because of the whole hope of possibly having what a name come back or transfer back. But I don't see nothing wrong with his skills. His skills is amazing though. Very, very amazing. He can sling it.
He can. Now I just wanted that's the thing right here. But let's get into this. So Michigan came up with their punishment. $30 million is a part of the punishment of sign stealing. They signed steal probably it was 3 years ago, I want to say now. But now they finally came down with punishment. $30 million, I'm sorry. They have some recruiting restrictions and things of that nature. But here is the thing that confuses me. They suspended the head coach, Shamar Moore, again. This time it's for three games. Now, he wasn't even the head coach. John Harbaugh was. But this guy has to take the punishment yet again. Now, I get it. He's at the helm. But he was punished last year, and then they punished him again this year when all he was a coordinator. when Jim Harbaugh was there. Do y'all think this is fair what the NCAA is doing? Now, the money and the recruiting I can get, but suspending somebody who was not even really the head guy, do you think that is fair for the allegations to come down on him and he has to serve that term?
Back to the old cliche of saying the good have to suffer for the bad. They are punishing Michigan. They are punishing the program. And if you at the helm of the program, you just going to have to be the head man. Like they say, ish rolls downhill. You're going to take this ish. I don't think it's fair, but at the end of the day, the good always suffer for the bad. And even if the bad happened when the good wasn't there, he's just got to deal with it and get Big Blue back on track. That's it. He just got to get Big Blue back on track.
I see. To me, it's like double jeopardy. That's what it seemed like to me. But it's interesting, Elijah. They fined Michigan $30 million over sign stealing, but that's the normal thing to do now in NCAA football. So what did they prevent or correct? Because they didn't stop no one from sign stealing. Now I done transfer even more. I think it was last year, someone was telling me that now they can hack into other teams' Bluetooth to figure out the plays, and now
right, come on. As long as they are Russians, Africans, and Oriental folks and Indians who know how to hack into, as long as they're hackers, I don't care. You can be black, green, blue, purple. If they from Mars and they got them at the White House underneath Area 51, I don't care. Listen, as long as folks know how to do certain things with technology, they're gonna figure out a way. That used to be the name of the game. Hold up. To be exact, the name of the game was, I know in baseball, when I used to play baseball, we used to sit there and try to figure out when we started to do the third base, do stuff like this. We would try. That's why you throw so many of them. Because if they figure out and you used to change it up, hey, first inning, it's going to be the fifth one. So if I go, the number 5 sign, that lets you know what to do. People had to, it used to be the thing. Let's get their signs. Come on, man. All of a sudden, that's cheating now? That's cheating? Oh, okay.
But that's what I'm saying, because I don't know if y'all remember this, but remember the Saints had a bounty gate. And I don't know if Sean Payton receive punishment?
Yeah. I know the Saints had to pay a fine, and I think Sean had to sit out some games. So I remember bounty gate, but I remember it well.
But they put Greg Williams, they suspended him for a full year, and I think Sean Payton came back out of certain games. So that's what I'm saying. Why couldn't they go and get Jim Harbaugh? Jim Harbaugh was the head coach. He was. So I think that's
ain't he with the LA Chargers now?
He's with the Chargers. That's the only thing.
Well, he in a whole different system. NCAA can't touch, man, please. Goodell got enough issues going on. The courts ruled that, hold up, bro, let me understand this.
Oh, shout out to Brian Flores.
Right, hold it. You judge, prosecutor, and executor? Sir. You can't be the arbitrator too. You can't be the special arbitrator on the crime that you committed. Who's arbitrating? I am. Wait a minute. You the guy who committed the crime. Yes, but I am the arbitrator. No, sir. You can't do that, sir. Hold it. I'm the rapist. Well, who gonna be the wait a minute. You the judge too? Yeah, I'm the judge in this. But you raped. Yeah, I'm the judge and I'm not guilty.
Yeah. And now getting to finally coming back to preseason football with Shedeur and the Browns. With Shedeur sitting out, you seen the Browns game. These guys, they didn't. I don't think they played yet. Oh yeah, they did. They beat the Eagles 22-13. Shedeur didn't play. He sat out. But the quarterback.
Who was the quarterback? Starting quarterback, Pickens?
No, Daniel
Gabriel,
and Tyler Huntley played, but they didn't look too well. So Gabriel 13 for 18, 143 yards and an interception. Tyler Huntley 10 for 13 with 71 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. The offense, was a little stagnant. I mean, they had a rushing attack for real, honestly. But sitting out and seeing the quarterback performance, where you see Shedeur threw 2 touchdowns and these guys couldn't throw one, and then they turn over the ball, which Shedeur didn't do at all. him sitting out with that shoulder or the oblique injury, I'm sorry, does that help his case showing him that, hey, these quarterbacks is not even as talented as me, or does that mess up, the chance? Does that still mess up his chances a little bit?
I mean, like, I think he secured the spot for sure. I mean, like, I don't think, but Joe, you can come in and finish that. But what I do want to address dealing with this quarterback controversy with the Browns, I think Daniel spoke too soon. Was that halftime when he said there's competitors and there's entertainers? Mm. I can tell you this. I'm like as Joe say, I'm like glad is no, we're not entertained. We're
No,
not yet entertained. We want Shador back. And I'm not even a
hey,
Browns fan.
hey, y'all can say what you want to. Once again, I have an unfair advantage in this because for 2 years I got to see the Shador Sanders show. For 2 years, I got to see this boy do what he do. He is who they say he is. Period. You can sit there and say, "Oh, but look at the competition he was going against, brother." The boy ran through the SWAC like a hot knife and butter. He literally went to Colorado and ran through that division like a hot knife and butter without an offensive line. Both times without an O line. Now the SWAC ain't known for offensive lines. Okay, now he got an O line. Let's see what happened. I'm trying to tell y'all. Listen, some kids are so fast. You remember how they say you too smart for where you at. Maybe the reason we ain't seen the great Shador Sanders is he was too smart for where he was at. He was way ahead of the class, and that's the reason why. He like, boom, I'm throwing the ball. That's why you needed a Travis Hunter. Because you got to understand, if Travis Hunter was not playing, or if Travis Hunter was 1 year behind Shador would have probably won the Heisman Trophy. I said what I said.
Oh, he would have won it for sure.
Wait a minute. Speaking of Travis, 40 million. 40 million. 40 million. Back to 40 million.
I think that's a good move. I think that's a lot of money, but I think he's well deserved because Travis don't. If the only knock you got on Travis is his relationship, then he's not going to.
Wait a minute, that's what I was talking about. The wife filed for divorce and asked for 40 million.
Excuse me?
Yeah. His wife.
You didn't see that?
His wife wants a divorce and she wants $40 million. She said she found Jesus and she discovered that she was not who she thought she was when she married Travis. And since they don't have a prenup, he asked for $40 million. In the name of the Lord. In the name of the Lord.
This what might help him out. I don't know where they got married at, but if they got married in Florida, she ain't gonna get the $40 million. Now they got married. I don't know Colorado laws. I know California.
No. I think I forgot where the wedding was at. And I forgot, just because you have a wedding at a certain place, you really have to I forgot. But nevertheless.
I know in California she'll be entitled to that immediately.
Listen, and if I see another, listen, and we'll go there later, Elijah. We'll talk about that tomorrow. $40 million. Listen, family. I'm gonna say this, and this is just me personally. What? Yeah, hold it. This is just me personally. Dallas Cowboy fans, y'all do me a favor. Because as I scroll down my timeline in social media, I see Cowboy fans who once again are saying, it's my year. We them boys. Don't do y'all that. Come on. Have y'all not learned your lesson yet? Why don't y'all just wait and let a couple of games go through? And if y'all come out 2-0, 3-0, then y'all can go on the timeline and start saying we them boys. But y'all lost in preseason again. And y'all up in here talking about it's just preseason. We them boys. Okay.
Hey, did you see? I don't know if you seen the meme of the Dallas Cowboy yesterday, Joe, or the Dak Prescott talking to the ref. And they said, look at him already practicing. And it said, did you see that, ref?
So we them boys.
Practice does make perfect. He might was working on it. Did you see that, ref?
But
Eh.
that's crazy. I didn't know that $40 million thing gonna stick with me. Cause I'm gonna have to just read
No,
that.
it's authentic. Yeah. I think that came out like last week, Thursday or Friday, something like
$40
that.
million.
Yeah.
Somebody, a comedian said something that I'm not going to say it the way the comedian said. The comedian said between her and the girl with Shannon Sharp, y'all better learn y'all lesson
Mm.
and better start getting some documentation to say this is what you get. Because that's some high. He said that coochie is as high as camel coochie.
Mm.
He said it's giraffe coochie. He said and giraffe
Yeah.
coochie is high. No, he didn't say camel. He said giraffe. He said that coochie high is giraffe coochie. That coochie high. I said, he said he don't even think Travis got his $40 million worth.
Yo,
And that's probably his whole rookie contract too.
his rookie
That is-
contract is like, yo, I don't know how. I don't know.
Hey, you young brothers, y'all start getting educated, please. Please get educated. Find you some folks. Listen,
you know what's scary, Joe?
what?
Is that women like her and other women like her.
Now look, if she don't want to be married, I am not really tripping because once again, I put this on Travis. Everybody told Travis, prenup is the word. Prenup is the word.
Even people who ain't know him.
Hold it. When you got people giving you solid advice and you decide that you don't want to take the advice because you in LOVE, love will cost.
Yeah.
LOVE will cost. So go on it.
But
Listen, I ain't got
what
no problem
what
with
I
it.
think it would do, Joe, it would run us away. And I'm just looking at overall of our relationships in our community. So right now we can't catcall a woman. We can't inbox a woman because they're gonna say we thirsty. we can't invite a woman out. We can't offer a woman money because they don't think we treat them like a prostitute. So now what's gonna happen? Now it's gonna back men up even more. Now we're gonna say, "Oh, you broke? I am. I don't got $1 to spend. I don't got nothing to give you. So you go ahead and be an independent woman, live by yourself, and I live by myself or whatnot." But I think this will make us for sure be scared to get in relationships now because now you only here to use me. Yeah, there's no possible gain. There's no possible way I can build with you as a woman. Like I don't watch this. Every woman stay with a athlete or a celebrity for years until they realize that they got them cornered. Then they file for divorce to say, "Okay, I want my money." And but I think
Right. These relationships are starting to look like business deals. Like
yeah,
how can I position myself in the best position to become a millionaire?
yeah,
Oh, okay. And listen, I was watching, I don't know, have you seen it yet? And I forgot which network it's on because I have a lot of networks I watch, but they were talking about the Magic City story. And they have actual folks that worked at Magic City who have left Magic City, things that happened, and they got like a documentary, and it's on one of these movie channels. And one of the girls said something that was big. She was like, coochie a powerful thing. Yeah, coochie a powerful thing. She said, while y'all talking degrees, she said she was really laughing. And the way she said it was so really deep. She said, while you talking degrees and becoming the CEO and all this, she said, do you understand that if you use your coochie and you put it on the right person, you ain't got to worry about nothing. Nothing. She said, because that person gonna make sure you have the child, even if they don't make sure, the system gonna make sure you straight, you and the child. She said, not only will the child be straight, she said, that's what y'all don't get. Not only will the child that you made with this person be straight, I'll be straight too.
And that's the thing about it. She got this all in less than a year with no baby.
Mm-hmm.
So she got the money free, meaning that I don't even have to take care of his. I don't got to see this man no more.
Give me
Got the
mine.
money.
Come here.
That's it. Give me the money.
Come
And I
here.
don't receive no more. Now
Come
let
here.
me say this though. Let me say this. For any brother that goes after her after Travis Hunter, you're stupid. Let me tell you why. I'm gonna tell
Okay,
you why.
go ahead. Go ahead.
If you think $40 million is enough in her eyes, I don't think so, bro. I think she want hundreds.
Hey, I'm just gonna say this. for you to be that young with $40 million, you got to understand if you really, and you can do this, that's what you got AI for. Put in there how many people in the world make $40 million in their lifetime, and you'll find out it's a very small percentage of people who in their lifetime working a 9 to 5, puffing and puffing, college degreed up, make $40 million. So she done made hers not only for her lifetime, she can't, unless she just frivolous with her spending, she done literally made generational wealth off of saying I do. Now, let's just say, because I don't want to down the sister, I don't want to down the young lady. I don't know. I don't want to down the woman because I don't, black women going to check me now and say she ain't a black woman. I don't want to down. I don't want to down this woman. At the end of the day, if she found God as she said she did, and God told her, you're not who you really think you are, and Travis ain't who you need to be with, okay, she consulted on the back end, got her answer, and said, Travis, baby, we can't be married. Give me my 40 mil and I'm gone. Okay. 40 mil is a drop in the bucket to Travis Hunter. I'm telling you, it's a drop in the bucket. It's going to be a drop in the bucket. So Travis, find somebody who's going to love you for you. Maybe this is a lesson learned. Not saying she was with you for the money, but she about to get the money. And just next time, find somebody that you are convinced without. And here's how you know they love you. Prenup. Baby, you love me like you say you love me. Here's the prenup. Here's what you get in case we don't stay together. This is because that 40 mil in a prenup probably would have looked like 4 mil. So you just cost yourself 36 mil with no prenup.
1.4. He had a prenup. She probably would have got 400,000 or less.
She would at least got 4 mil if you gonna put that type of if you making that type of money. No, did you no 40
or the
4
prenup
mil.
is the prenup. How a prenup goes, whatever you invest, whatever me and you invested in, you get half of that. But whatever's mine is mine.
That depends on who does the prenup, because in these high stake marriages, because I've seen a prenup from a high
like
stake
in
marriage.
California, Florida.
I've seen one, and it literally stated, since this person is worth $350 million, in case of the divorce, you get $3 million. We're going to bring back my brother in Berlin because he got to get into this conversation because that's where we at. So Elijah, I know the fifth take is coming. I know you're tired. I know you've been out there running with Tennessee. You want to stay with us a little bit, or do you want to give some closing words? I give it to you.
I guess closing words. Is this still about that divorce?
Yeah, we're gonna get into relationships, sex, and all kind of stuff. If you want to stay, you can. If you want to leave.
I'm glad, but I did want to hear Brother Burlett, so I might stay a little bit just to hear him. I want to hear his thoughts on it, but I am going to do the advertising right now. So thank you for letting me do the podcast. I very appreciate it. Fitz Take is that kick football season is kicking off. We do have some good stuff. We're going to go live a couple times during some games, so you can tune in and watch it with us. We also have some other things that we got set up. Some 2 interviews is going to happen this week. One is probably going to drop this week, another next week. So we're going to have some good things for that program. But if you have YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, continue to like, share, and subscribe, and leave comments if you can. Thank y'all for the love and support. And year 2 of Fitz Takes about to take off this in the next this week. So can't wait to see you guys.
That's what I'm talking about. So look, it is 6 minutes to the top of the hour. We'll probably stay just a little bit longer than we normally do.
I like Brother Berlin.
We got the brother in Berlin, Brother Bowtie. We got Brother Elijah, myself. Now, of course, the news is broke. We're still trying to get all the details, but it broke about a week ago that Travis Hunter, Heisman Trophy winning Travis Hunter, one of the top draft picks, Travis Hunter, who is now probably going to be one of the rookie sensations of this NFL year. His better half doesn't want to be his better half no more, and she wants $40 million. Brother in Berlin,
how you doing, sir?
Talk to me, sir. Your feelings on that.
Yeah, I was trying to mind my own business, and I think my hair started sticking on my back of my neck, and like somebody was saying prenup, I had to come. I had to come back. So let's talk about it. A lot of times you'll hear men saying that women have not been raised to be wives, so they're not good wives. Okay, that's one thing, but we have to look at the other side. Most of us weren't raised seeing a husband. Most of us were not raised with a father in the house and performing husband duties. And then a lot of us who were even seeing that saw that husband being emasculated in a way that most young boys didn't admire. So if that's the case, we weren't raised to be husbands. We didn't witness husbands being good. We didn't see husbands in the church being honorable. In fact, we saw husbands in the church being hypocritical. Why is this standard of husband stuff still put upon us? People aren't bad people. They a lot of times just had bad teachers. They had bad programming. Logically speaking, I don't understand why women think we are built to be husbands. We're not in the system of white supremacy. We haven't learned it. We haven't learned those skills to be with a woman for a lifetime, not just the marriage. We're very short sighted on it. The goal is supposed to be togetherness for a lifetime. Where do we get those lessons on how to build with a woman for a lifetime once she has her midlife crisis, once she starts going into menopause? Who do we turn to get this guide or this programming to prepare for this? Who do we learn from at an early age how to deal with women once they have postpartum depression? Where are we learning these lessons on how? We don't know, ladies, how to be husbands. You need to get us off this fetishization pedestal that you put us on, and it's not your fault. It's the programming. But we don't know how to do it. And I say it simply as this. If I wasn't raised to be a husband, I never witnessed good husbands, and I don't believe that women are property, why am I putting myself to deal with the consequences of me not being a good husband? I can be a great man. I can be a great father. I can be a great teacher. But by the standards of what is called being a great husband, I do not have the skills or the mental fortitude to do that for the entirety of my life. And as I get older and older, and maybe my brain's not working as well as it used to be, you can't divorce me because of my aging. And unfortunately, I think that a lot of women in general don't want to grow old with men. They don't want to grow old with men and take care of men as they get older. I've seen many men in their older age when the women say, you're getting forgetful. You're not following instructions as well. It's time for me to go ahead and let you go. And then what happens to that man? I'm sorry, marriage in general is not working out, and we need to figure out a different form of relationships that lead to a lifelong partnership that is outside the governmental system of the
I think
we
maybe I actually kind of agree with you, but I've been thinking of certain things actually in the last 2 or 3 years since I actually got divorced. Um, and let me say this: one thing that every woman can say about me, they can say, they will all say this: "Oh, he's a great father. He's an amazing father." Whether it's my baby mother or whether it's the girls I dated he's a great father. He's going to show up and do his job as a father. Now, whether or not they saying I'm a great husband, that's for their own thing. But I believe being a great father is like it's your vision. That's what most men want. They want a family. The only issues where I think we often crash is that I don't think that the woman desire the same family that we want, because the woman vision of having a family is having a rich man with a big house and everything like that. With us as men, some men, they'll just be happy coming home to the projects to their family, or coming home to a shack or whatever, come home to an RV, however they want to do it. Some men are happy working at Starbucks. That's the man vision. But I wonder if we actually change our whole thing on how we pursue relationships and marriage, would be a better turnout. Like say for instance, like the Hindu people, they choose to mate for their kids at an early age. So from the time that a child is like 1 or 2 years old, he's only raised to satisfy this one girl that his father already made an agreement with. And not to look at other women and make sure that he's entertained. I wonder what that concept work. I wonder what the concept work of your father actually choosing if we actually go back to it, because we don't do that. And I think that's a big
Uh,
thing. I told my sister,
not
I
uh,
enough
said,
fathers, not enough
uh,
fathers.
uh,
nah, not
what, what,
even if it's not a father.
I got
Let's
to
say if we
time.
remove the father, if you
Hey,
bring,
I got to chime in on this,
go ahead.
and I'm going to say it the best way I can say it. I hear what you're saying. I hear what Brother Berlin's saying. I see Brother Elijah had to dip out. Don't forget to catch the fifth take. The love factor, the LOVE factor, is what we're leaving out this equation. You can't help who you fall in love with. You can't help who you fall in love with. All that planning and programming, all that putting together the equation, the variable in the equation, the one variable that nobody seems to have their finger on is you can't help who you fall in love with. That's why sometimes some of the most beautiful people in the world fall in love with some of the most ugly people in the world. And when I say ugly, it's not necessarily the look, from character, from personality, from the way they conduct business. I've seen good people fall in love with folks who are heinous, criminals, all kind of stuff. You can't help who you fall in love with. And that L factor, that love factor, is the one part of the equation that no matter all the proper planning, teaching, preaching, putting together, planning in the world, doesn't overcome the L factor. Because unfortunately, but fortunately, because it's a two-edged sword. Let me find my book. Love is the one thing that conquers everything. Love conquers everything. Now, this is the crazy thing.
But isn't it
I
being
didn't say.
weaponized
hold
now,
on,
though,
hold on.
Joe?
Let me finish. Let me finish. Then I'm gonna
Let
go
him
to both
cook.
of y'all. I didn't say feelings. I said love. Pure, unadulterated love conquers everything. And I'm just saying that from the very few of us. I know this. In my life, I don't think I've ever experienced pure, unadulterated love. Because
You never had a
pure
dog?
no, wait a minute. When
And
I say
that's pure unadulterated love, a
wait a
dog.
minute. When I say pure, unadulterated love, I'm
Mhm.
talking about love that would lay its life down with no hesitation, no reservation for you, and you know it. Hold it. There's a thing about this pure, unadulterated love. It's not a one-sided equation. It's a side of you that is a security blanket that you say, my God, I don't think I've ever really, and I've had pets. But at the end of the day, the question is, did I know at that time? I think the only time you see pure, unadulterated love is when you look at little children. When I say little children, like little children, brother in Berlin, who are at the age that color don't mean nothing, at that age where they just hug each other. Have you ever
Before the
seen
innocence is taken.
right? Have you ever seen little kids when they see each other and they may they might be preschool or first grade level, and they kind of make a bond, and when you see those kids, them kids love each other. They be like, oh, and they don't care. They don't care about social economics. They don't care about nothing. They will see each other on the street and run up on each other and hug each other with such, it's just hard to describe. All I'm saying is many of us don't know as adults, or at the time that our brains and our hearts start functioning in a manner that we comes into consciousness of self, that type of love, because all love is quantified then. Oh, you got to have this and do that and do that. Things have to be,
Yeah, that's why I said
that's
it's
the
being
litmus test
weaponized.
for your love. Go. So you two gentlemen take over. I'm gonna be quiet.
Yeah, that's why I
You
say
go
that
you
it's
go
being
first.
weaponized, because I think we know that, and I think most of all, like our women know that. Like, okay, these dudes want love. Let me use this love and take advantage of him to get what I want to get, how I want to. Like, say it's like Shaq wife. She said all the years that she was with him, she never loved him. But in Shaq's mind, he was doing everything because he was in love. He was building a relationship. So when you say that, you can't help who you love. You want people to love you and your peers. It's like now you don't know, because you don't know what hidden agenda that these people using with love. You don't know if they're using it as a weapon or if they're really in love and stuff like that. So it's like pretty much you had to protect every possible angle that you could. But I just think that in America, I think, well, in particular, only the black community, I think we should take a step back and figure out what other angles we can do to either pursue love or pursue a successful relationship. Like, I don't think the traditions that we try to follow, the European tradition that they put before to say, hey, this is what you guys do, to be such. I think we need to change it. I think maybe it'll probably go back to, I mean, like most of our grandparents jumped the damn broom. They never got divorced. They they made it through from being a slave to being a sharecropper to being a free person. And now these women, they give up with shit. I don't think Travis Hunter was married for 5 months yet. No,
Mm,
hell no, I wasn't 5 months, because he got married the month before the NFL draft, right?
right.
The
Yes.
season ain't even start yet. So
Mm,
Um, Joe, you're 100% correct in everything you said. Um, But you don't know a lot about me, but there's one thing that I am. I'm a problem solver.
Come on now.
And
I believe that.
I
I
look at it
believe
like
that,
this.
brother. I believe
Okay.
that. I
So
believe that.
I think it's just a conversation. I ain't trying to get nobody canceled, but I think there's a thin line between love and hate. And as I've been
Good.
helping men and women try to co-parent, because again, when the love is over, when the love is gone, it transitions so easily to disappointment and bitterness and hate. And I think that we've been having children in love long enough to see that this is not working. So my solution is that whoever is a part of a family that is never going to child alienate you or your side of the family, and you can try to have a relationship, sure, and try to live in the house with each other, fine. But I think we need to start having children with the woman who is never going to destroy our fatherhood. Have children with the woman in that side of the family. So that my side of the family is making sure that I'm providing and giving the right amount of money, not overspending, and not, in her side of the family is making sure she's honorable and only asking for the amount of money that she actually really needs. And when that happens, when we have both families involved in the positive rearing of the child, we make children in those relationships, not even making children in
Mm.
love. We make children, and you can have love when you have love with another person, and she can have love with another person, but we're parents together because my side of the family and her side of the family value each other, and we were both invested, this side of the family and my side of the family, in the positive upbringing of these children, and that's
Mm.
it. We don't have this Disney idea of we're going to grow old together. It's not working. So what we need to
Mm.
possibly do is just
Mm.
say, I grew up with this woman at 13, and I know this side of the family, and they know my side of the family, and they know no matter what, there will not be any sort of alienation or negative stuff as far as like from both sides of you need money. I got it. If I don't have it, I will go to my family and get it and get it to you. And her side of the family is making sure that she's not asking for shit she really doesn't need.
Mm.
And we can try to do this in the household so the children can see man and woman together. But when we have the expectations of love and they don't work, people have to speak to each other through a chat GBT to try to co-parent. It's
Mm.
so ridiculous now. We make these babies as adults, but when it's time for the breakup, we can't raise the children as adults anymore. We have to run to big daddy government to say, how are we going to behave? When do I get to see the kids? How much money does it? And the government's getting money for all that. Why can't we as a community, why can't we go to the church that married us? Why aren't they a part of this co-parenting
Yeah.
process now?
Yeah,
Mm.
Everyone's
or
dropped the ball and said, figure it out.
why the people who was there when we was doing whatever we was doing, like say mention like that homegirl who told you to come holler at me, or that homeboy told me go holler at you, like why they're not there giving us counsel. Our mom and our dad knew we was talking for years. Why they didn't say, as you guys just do, hey, y'all come here, we finna have a sit down meeting, we finna cook dinner, this is how this is gonna go, because we're not finna involve this, we're not finna turn this into a war or rivalry. And yeah, I agree with you, man. That make total sense. I believe that we involve too many people, like, that has control of it. But I also believe that the mindset often with our women is, if they can't control you, they will involve someone who they know can control you. So that's why oftentimes they involve the courts or the police department, because they know that it, for years it has controlled black men to a point where, it
Mm.
strikes a fear in our mind mentally. But if we can get past that and say, okay, let's just be adults. When me and you laid down and had this child, like, let's talk that way we was talking before. The way that you convinced me to have sex when I didn't want to have sex, or the way I convinced you to have sex when you just got off a long day of work, how we negotiated, let's negotiate now when it comes to these kids and when we're not together. We wasn't arguing, fussing before, we wasn't fighting before, so why we got to do it now? But I think most of
Okay.
the time it has to do with control. And I think it's on both sides, not to be a woman on this side. I'm not being sexist on this side. I think when a man and a woman both lose control of their mate or their spouse or the whatever the situation they're going in, then that's when they spiral out of control. Like, oh, I don't have no control. I can't tell her what to do. I can't tell him what to do. I can't, convince her I can't tell her to bring my kids over here, so then they involve other people and get chaotic for no reason.
I'll say this
We
quick and
don't.
then Joe jump in.
Yeah, go
Just give
ahead.
me
Go ahead.
15 seconds.
Go ahead, brother.
Okay. We have to start reading. We have to start reading. We have to start reading. Men, do you know what you're actually signing when you sign that birth certificate? Black women, do you know what that man is actually signing when he signs that birth certificate? It's essentially making you, black woman, the father, and the government the mother, and the father is actually just the person who's going to be paying for all this on the outside looking in. You a lot of times put yourself on the plate to be degraded when you sign that birth certificate. We have to start reading people, and once black woman and black man start to understand that we're both losing by signing this birth certificate in the first place, we're putting ourselves on the chopping block to be degraded. What would happen if we stood on code as black people, and once we had a child, we never even signed the birth certificate and we just left it alone? What would happen?
Mm.
What for one generation if we just did this? If men said we're not signing the birth certificate, and women said we're not even dealing with the family court or any of it. We're going to be married and we're going to try this. And if it doesn't work, then our families come to the forefront and they help us be accountable to raise this child in a healthy environment. We're doing it from one
And it
generation
also
without the government.
the birth certificate also make your child a ward of the state. So that's the reason why DCF and a lot of these other people can come at you, you know. But if you take away your child from being a ward of the state, then you have sole control of what your child do in state. Whether your child can get a shot, whether your child can eat public lunch, whatever. But you know, the thing is, could you survive without that? Because America has built the system like, hey, you need us.
Yes.
So 12 minutes past the hour. We're going to try to go to the bottom of the hour. And brother in Berlin said something that I hope resonates with everybody who's right now on Instagram, Facebook, and on YouTube. We got to start reading, and not only do we need to read what is wrote, we need to have an understanding of what it's saying. See, that's another little ploy they do. So I'm going to take your little saying just a little step higher. Not only do you read it, you have to comprehend what you read. Because I have right now, for example, and we may go to 8:00. I'm not sure because this is deep. Right now, thank God, we had a small tax measure in a very small municipality that I work in, Opelousas, Louisiana, the third oldest city in the state of Louisiana, that thank God it passed. Now, only 20% of the people who could vote voted. Only 20%. Shame on the 80% that didn't vote, because the 80% that didn't vote will probably be the ones who have the loudest voices complaining when things don't go their way. Remember this, if you don't vote, you cannot complain. This sales tax was a fumbling of the current administration, which should have made sure that this tax never expired. But a fumble happened. And in life, nobody's perfect. Fumbles happen. Now, that doesn't mean we don't hold them accountable. We do hold them accountable. And thank God the tax did pass. But in the process of it, folks were exposed. And within that exposure, folks need to understand, I can get on here all day and read Louisiana Revived statutes all day. But the question is, do I understand it? See, you can sit here and say, oh, I'm out to get politicians. I do this, I do that. Let me read this to you. But the question is, have you got the skill set or the training that you can interpret what you just read? For example, let me read something for you. And I'm going to read something very short. First thing in this book, chapter 1, arrest. It says, Article 201 of the Louisiana Criminal Code of Conduct, LACC, defines arrest. It is the taking of one person in custody by another. There must be an actual restraint of the person, but that restraint may be imposed by force of an officer or submission of the arrestee, person arrested. Take note that the courts of the state has constantly held that even though a person temporarily detained during a Terry stop, that person is in custody. However, the detainment is so brief that they are not typically considered to be under arrest. Search incidents to arrest in chapter 8. So I can read that and sound very astute, but there's some things here that I need to understand. I need to understand what is a Terry stop. I need to understand what is in custody. See, you can sit here and read stuff and try to say, these dirty politicians, let me read this statute. This is what they violated. But the question is, do you know what a Terry stop is? Do you know what in custody means? Do you understand who has the responsibility once they pull you over? Who are you in care of in case something happens to you, though you were not arrested, but you were just detained? See, there's a lot of stuff you got to have understanding in what you read. And
Yeah.
that's the problem. We got to
Yeah,
get to a
and you
place where
know,
we read and we understand, and we have people who can comprehend. Because I can read this all day, but I can't litigate it. I don't have the licensing to litigate it. So once again, we've got to do better. Go ahead, Brother Bowtie, and then we'll go back to Brother Berlin. Go ahead, Brother Bowtie.
Just give me 5 seconds. You got to read and be able to understand it and be able to teach it to a 5-year-old. That's the knowledge. You got to be able to explain what you just read and be able to simplify it to somebody else to make them understand it, and that's true knowledge. Okay,
that part. Go ahead, Brother Bowtie.
Yeah. So Joe, I volunteer and I get on a lot of panels. I work in particularly with Miami-Dade County Police. Not really small cities, but with the big county. And oftentimes they called me in because I'm a community activist and I don't like the law when it comes to certain things. And all the time when I sit on these panels, they bring in other citizens and I always turn out to be the bad guy because like, oh, that's your problem. You always want to challenge the law. And I said, if you don't know the law and you're not challenging the law, then that means that you can do whatever you want. I'm like, you got people that just getting pulled over and they going to jail and police officers saying that your lights out. All right. If my headlight out and you're behind me and you're telling me stop because my headlight, then where did your probable cause really initiate at? Like you have to be in front of me to see that my headlight out. You can't be driving behind me and say that my headlight out. Unless you say that I drove past you. But most of the time they don't do that. But I say if we're not knowing the law, we're not studying the law, we won't know that. We don't know our rights. We don't understand our rights. We don't know about, like a lot of people say the Fifth Amendment, but they don't know the Fifth Amendment started immediately. You don't even have to tell them your damn name.
Right. You can see, but that's the point. We don't have people teaching. And and watch this. Here's what I say, because I am a law enforcement officer. I tell people all the time, understand this. I tell my children this. When dealing with other law enforcement officers, your job is to get away from that law enforcement officer alive, where you can get to your daddy or whomever if you feel like you were misused and abused, and tell us. A dead corpse tells nothing. Your job at any law enforcement engagement, in my personal opinion, and this is what I tell my children, is to get away from that engagement alive, still breathing. And if you feel that something was said wrong or done wrong, you talk to me. I'll take it from there. But if you don't get out alive, I will never know what happened truthfully. Period. And that's from a brother who's in law enforcement right now, going on his 8th year in law enforcement, and has been in the military for 28 years. You do the math.
Yeah. Black people, stop telling the police what your rights are. They are in a position of power. They do not have to exercise your rights. If you tell your lawyer what your rights are, get away from the police. Rage at home when you're upset, but do not tell the police officer what you think your rights are, because they, in this system of white supremacy, might be having a bad day and say, you know what, boy, I'll show you how many rights you really have. And when that happens, too many young people you'll see them crashing out with the police trying to tell them what their rights are. Too many women, when they deal with the police, will crash out trying to say, but you disrespected me. You hold that L. Get away from the situation, get to your lawyer and fight that way. You trying to tell white supremacist cop that I know what my rights are? Y'all don't know what it was like before the cops had these body cams. They will tell you real quick what your rights are if there wasn't body cams the way they used to be in the 80s. We got to get off of our bravado and understand that we are in a system of white supremacy. And if they want to degrade us in that system, when it's the police, they have the fortitude to do it. And there's nothing that we as black people can do about it except for protest. Get home to your family, get home to your kids, and fight your rights with your lawyer. And that's how you can fight the police that did you wrong.
There's 2 things. I'm going to go to Brother Bowtie. There's 2 things that can never be replaced once they're lost: time and life. Y'all, we need to start really teaching one another the value of time and life, because they are precious commodities. I know, because I am 58 years old, and I still ask myself every day, where did these 58 years go? Where did they go? Because they went just like that. And because nobody sit down, nobody, and I had great parents. Even when I met my biological parents, I had great parents. My adopted parents, my biological parents, and all the adults in my life. Nobody sit down and had a conversation with me. They talked to me about money. They talked to me about relationships, but nobody talked to me about time management. So I want to bless you with something I never had. Begin to understand, comprehend, and discuss time management, because it is never too late to start understanding that time is very short and you don't have a lot of it. The next thing is we got to have a respect for life, and a lot of us don't. A lot of us black and brown folks don't. That's, a lot of people don't. You always got to put yourself in a place where tomorrow will come if tomorrow is afforded to you. Don't put yourself in situations and in places where at the end of the day, death is around the corner and death may have your name on it. Because once again, you put yourself in a position that you are at a dangerous place. Sometimes you got to say to yourself, this ain't worth me being there. Guess what? I'm good at home. I'm good reading a book, learning, making my mind and my heart more fortified, where when I do deal with the whims and the waves of the world, I have a wall that can block some of the penetrations of the evil. I'm just saying, Brother Bowtie, the floor is yours.
Yeah, y'all probably ain't gonna like what I'm gonna say, but it's all in love for our people. I actually disagree with, stop challenging the law, because there are people who are really built to be morally upright. And I'll say, for instance, like me and my kids. I can just use my kids, and I got a niece. But I know if they're challenged by the law, they did everything possibly to negotiate or to come to agreement. Say, okay, take me to jail. Let's do this peacefully, or give me a ticket peacefully, stuff like that. And there are times, or there are officers. I ain't gonna time. There are officers that just assholes. Like whether it's black or white. I ain't even gonna say it's a white supremacist thing. We just had a case last week where the young black man won the case against a black officer. Black officer pulled him over and tried to force him to suck his penis, and he ended up fighting the police officer. He ended up killing the police officer. He won his case last week in Georgia, and it went viral because the judge found him guilty, and then the jury stood up and said, "No, that's not what we said. We said not guilty." But my point is, there are some officers, whether it's black or white, if they want to be an a-hole, they're gonna be an a-hole.
Oh, they're people. That's people.
Yeah, yeah.
That
And
has
and
nothing.
and
That has
and,
nothing
and
to do with the
my thing
profession.
is if you're a person of good up moral right character, and you're negotiating, you're talking, and you're doing everything that you're doing that you're supposed to be doing lawfully, and you see that this police officer just determined to do something ignorant, something stupid to you, then my mindset and my same way I raised my kid, man, fight for your life. Fight for your life. You got we already done, and we done did our best. Give me my ticket. Take me to jail. Whatever. Hey, you say I stole something out the store. All right, do your investigation. Take me to jail. Whatever. But some police officers, their mindset is not even to take you to jail. They just want to beat your ass.
That's
Yeah.
very, hold it. And the truthfulness about it is, unfortunately, this propaganda machine does police, black folks, and a lot of other folks who they have categorized as the others. They sensationalize a small, minute a part of us and try to make it seem like that's the big whole. It ceases to amaze me how the propaganda machine tries to make it seem like black and brown folks, especially black and brown men, are savages. Even when we with suits on and astute degrees, they make it seem like when we begin to talk, we savages. Hold it. When black women who are highly educated, and once again, statistically speaking, the most degreed and educated person in the United States of America is the black woman. Okay.
Mhm.
But let her, in a conversation in a boardroom, raise her voice one octave. All of a sudden, she's not the educated, highly educated black woman. She's the angry black woman. Oh, they're so angry. They're so angry with your non-Neanderthal self over there, not knowing what the hell you talking about. Yes, you need to be put in check, because you got this superiority complex that feel like, oh, I know more than you. No, you don't know more than me. You're not educated as I am. And here's the name of the game. You never got on the same even playing field, because if we both started at the same starting line, I promise you, just like in track, I would have left your ass in the dust.
What do white people do to the so-called savages of Africa and the savages of the North Americas and the savages of Canada and the savages of Australia and the savages of New Zealand and the savages that were in Japan and the savages that were in South America? They took over them and said, we have to because they're savages. But in a lot of time, those same savages had a different morality that was actually more holy than the people who subjugated them. But they labeled us as savages.
Yeah.
They do the
Yeah.
same thing now.
Yeah,
It's no different.
and that is savages, whether you know or not. You know, even with the things that, man, oh my God. And I just spoke about this 2 weeks ago. One of the greatest things I think I ever did was introduce my kids. I only have 2 sons. Was what on their 18th birthday, I both gave them the book. Gave both my sons the book, The Message to the Black Man. Now, I'm not part of the Nation of Islam, as I said. But that book, oh my God, it speaks about the European culture, their savage-like behavior, their mentality, even the way that they name their kids. Oftentimes, only Europeans name their kids at the beast, whether it's wolf, bear, stuff like that. We don't do that because they know that they have a savage mindset, and that that's their behavior. They don't change. But my angle is, okay, let me try to see if you want to be human. This is pretty much in elementary form, as you were saying. If you want to be a human, let's be a human. Okay, give me my ticket. Hey, if you want to be a human, I stole something, take me to jail. But if you want to be a savage, then it's time for the savage to meet another savage, because it always been in me. I just suppressed it to live within your guidelines and your means, because right now you controlling this angle of the world. But I can flip your world upside down just like you can flip my world upside down.
Brother Bowtie, no, you can't. You cannot be a savage against a white person who wants to be a savage. They will
Listen
destroy
here.
you.
I hear
Okay,
you,
so hold on,
but
hold
if
on.
I get if I get stopped by a cop and he's trying to fight me, and I'm relaxing, I'm chilling. After about the third or fourth punch, I realize that he's already into taking my life. So it's that I'm gonna sit there and just let him freely take my life, or I'm gonna at least fight for at least 2 or 3 more breaths of my life.
So let me say the following. Let me ask this question. This is gonna take us somewhere else. How many of us have really been home? And I want y'all to resonate.
Hungry, or would you say hungry?
Home.
Home.
HOME. Okay, it's 28 minutes after, and we're going to stay just for a minute. I want everybody who's on this podcast, everybody who's listening. How many of you have really been home? Now, folk right now talking about, I go home all the time. I go to my hometown. No, how many of y'all have been back to the motherland? How many people on here have been home? Back to the motherland. I have been blessed. I've been to South Africa. I've been to Somalia. I've been to Nigeria. I've been to Morocco. I've been to the Ivory Coast. Let me say this. And even though when I was in Somalia, I was there in a combat capacity during war. There's something about the air back home. I've been to Egypt. I was stationed in Alexandria, Egypt. And it's just something about being back home. The air smells different. You feel different when you're home. I infer everyone. If you remember anything about the movie Belly, I think Nas played the most integral part of that movie, when even in his being a rascal, he always had in his heart, I need to get out of this and go home.
Go home.
Listen,
But
everybody.
who's the sex symbol in that movie?
Yeah,
No.
true.
That DMX scene has changed the pendulum in black. I remember that was black women's porn when that first came out. That 15-second scene completely put a programming on a lot of sisters.
Hey, and in totality, looking at the total picture, you're correct. But I just want to concentrate on this one part of the picture right now.
Sorry, go ahead.
And that is, no, that's fine. That's fine. Telling the whole story is what we need to do. That's the problem. And brother in Berlin, that's why I love you. Because in these things, we got to tell the whole story. Because leaving out parts of the story, means that you're trying to sway people's thought life. No, if you go watch Belly, and I infer you go watch Belly, Belly speaks about a lot of stuff, and we need to see all the things that Belly is speaking to and make an analysis of that. To be exact, that's what we might talk about tomorrow on Tell the Truth Tuesday. I want everybody to go watch Belly, and we're going to break Belly down from our perspective tomorrow. Okay, but I want to talk about the part of going home.
Yes.
Going home. Listen, if you've never been home, you don't even know how it feels to be at home or how home is. Because let me tell you something. Ozan don't stand a chance in home. But we done allowed, once again, folks to come into our house because of the divisions amongst ourselves, in my humble opinion. Don't nobody criticize a black man or a black woman more than a black man and a black woman. Don't nobody cause division and ununified stuff in our community more than us. So I ain't blaming white folks for doing what white folks really never did. All they did was planted the seed, and we watered it, pulled the weeds and let it grow, cultivated it to the point that we hate each other more than they hate us. They don't have to hate us. Look at the crime stats. And at the end of the day, I got to tell you, you the one who did the Sambo dance and the Steven Shuffle and the Stevenette Shuffle, and you the gossiping Gussies and Gusses of the ghetto. Instead of you trying to put something positive in your neighborhood, you always sitting there trying to expose something. After exposure, get out there and do something to bring about a change.
Yeah. Joe, I plan on going home next year, Joe. Of course, you know I'm going at.
Go home,
I
brother.
done mentioned it about 3 times, but I have been a gunner before. And
Go
gun is
home.
very, very, very amazing.
Come on.
You know, you
Come
don't
on.
deal
Go
with no
home.
racism, you don't deal with no classism like this. You feel at home. You know, they still have some hood people who still try to
Yeah.
take advantage of you, but overall, home is different. Yeah, I have to deal with you. But your last statement that you said, Joe, I actually was talking about relationships last night to one of my cousins. And I said the issue is when you really think about our community, and I'm talking about black community, and I'm talking about the whole entire United States, there's not a black couple that we really worship and honor. I say even Michelle and Barack Obama, who's pretty much like our golden relationship right now, there's still people speaking about them, talk about, oh, Barack ain't have money, Michelle is the man.
Listen, stop. Listen, I'm going to throw this out there. Everybody who's watching this podcast, go to my social media when it's over. I'm about to post something that I read a great article about Barack Obama. I'm getting ready to post a portrait, and I'm going to post what was wrote in this article. Y'all got to read that. Y'all got to read that because it speaks truth to truth. Keep going, brother Bowtie.
Yeah, so if we don't honor no kind of black love, and it's so funny that we're talking about the Travis Hunter situation earlier. If there's no kind of black love that we honor, there's no kind of relationship that we praise and we honor, then we only wait until criticize something that we think could possibly be good. You know, and it's the same thing with anything else that we do in our community, whether it's us being a politician, whether it's us talk about fashion, us being a basketball player, golf player. We have to learn to praise and honor things in our community. That way we can consider it the norm. The reason why we don't praise and worship our black business owners or our black entertainers, our black musicians, our black scholars, because we don't praise them, we don't worship them. We don't consider them to be as great as anybody. When you think about great scholars, black people don't come to mind.
Man, the greatest critic to black folks is black folks. I can prove it. I'm gonna say the name again. You remember Friday? I got on here before this vote went out, and there's a guy, Derek Como. Now, listen, I've heard a recording of Derek Como using the N-word. To me, there's no excuse. You can't tell me I was mad, I was upset. You can't turn around and talk about have you ever been mad or upset before and you said something about somebody that you should have never said? Now, you can't hit me with the okey doke. That's why I say it again. Derek Como, if you're listening to this podcast, if somebody who knows Derek Como is listening to this podcast, Derek, I'm willing to sit down with you. And I'm willing for you to sit and explain to me, why did you use that word in the manner that you, and I'm willing to listen to you and put aside how I may feel to get a clearer understanding. But after I listen to you and you tell me what you believe is wrong with the city and the officials and all that, you will answer a few of my questions. That's just the point of it. My phone number is clear, 225-250-8770. I'm not judging you, but I will say this. To the black folks out there that say, "Oh, that's my friend," let me tell you something. If I have any friend that is Caucasian that uses the N-word, you will automatically no longer be my social media friend. And you're going to get a call from me saying, "I don't care what it was." I ain't saying that we're friends, that we're enemies for life now, but you had no right to use that word. No right to use that word, because what was in your heart and in your mind all of a sudden resonated and came out your lips. And you ain't just all of a sudden started feeling this way. You've been feeling this way. And the difference between, and just like I tell people, because I'm in law enforcement, just because I caught you don't mean that you ain't been doing it for a long time and I didn't catch you. We've got to hold accountable. And we got to check black folks who jump up there with that Steven mentality. "Oh, I got to protect Monsieur Candy. Candy Land gonna be all right." But Monsieur Candy, you okay? You okay? I don't know why them bad black folk talking about you. Brother, please. Then you had the mitigated gall and audacity to go out there talking about you gonna go to the authorities. Nobody used my authority. Nobody. See, once again, y'all listen, people talk shit and don't know shit. In the state of Louisiana, because I am a law enforcement officer, and not only that, because I am a highly degreed brother who's actually starting school today to get another degree where you can call me Dr. Joe Dupree. Let me say the following. The law of Louisiana makes it crystal clear. In any type of recording, there has to be no permission given. At the end of the day, if one person is recording, they don't even have to tell you they're recording the conversation, because in the state of Louisiana, it is not a dual. It's not. I've got to find the proper legal word, but both folks don't have to consent. I can record this right now, and I can play this conversation wherever I want to play it, because everybody who got on here knew it was being recorded. And if they didn't know it was being recorded, shame, shame, shame on you. Just because people read the law and talk about, "I'm going to get a lawyer, we're going to do this, we're going to do that," you're not going to do nothing. But sit your ass where you sitting your ass at right now. And if you were wise, you would call some folks and say, like myself, and say, "Hey, bro, you really want to sit with me?" Yes. And I'm not going to pass judgment on you, though I'm going to tell you right now, I'm mad as hell. But I'm going to push my emotions to the side. I'm going to push my feelings to the side. And I want you to sit down and lace me with the facts. And once you lace me with the facts, I'm going to listen to your side of the story. But guess what? Damn it, you're going to listen to mine too. And we're either going to walk away agreeing to disagree, or we're going to agree. But there's going to be no judgment. It's going to be, man, I just want to know what gave you the right to use that word. Because guess what? I'm from Tennessee, just like you from Oklahoma, like you from Florida. I don't call white folks the C word, like saltines. And I don't call white folks the H word, like you tooting a horn. Because where I come from and when I grew up, if you call a person those two words, them fighting words. And guess what? And guess what? Where I come from, calling me the N word takes me back to slavery. Takes me back to a time where you felt like I wasn't worth nothing but a commodity to you. And when you as a white person uses the N word, it makes me feel like all of a sudden we're not people. We're cattle. We're cattle that is there to provide you with whatever you need, and you could care less about us as humans. And guess what? I don't have no words for you, no justification for you. And for those who look like me, black and brown, that has the mitigated gall and audacity to say, "Well, y'all use the word too." Let me tell you something. Stop Samboing and stop Stevening. Because let me tell you something. That same person that used that N word, that's how they feel about you too.
And I just want to say one thing to build on top of that, because I'll do this as my outro. Black people, black women, black men, we got to stop using the N word for each other.
Mm-hmm.
Like Joe just said, logically speaking, the N word means less than a man, even less than a dog in some people's eyes. The N word means less than a man. That's why in the whole 60s, they were shooting us like, "I am a man, I am a man." When we're trying to say that this is a term of endearment, we are lying to ourselves, because when we're jovial and saying this word, we're getting closer and closer to an altercation. You can hear it in the air. Even when they try to say, Obama's my nigga. What do you mean, my? What you're seeing him less than a man? No matter how much you rise as a black man, you'll still be referred to your own people as nigga. It's not a term of endearment at all, because when we get into an altercation, when we get angry, that same word will be the word that we're killing each other to. And for black women, you got to do the same thing with the bitch word. I don't know, in the 80s and even in the 90s, you all hated this word. But unfortunately, as you all have been kind of programmed by the LGBT community, you've taken that word that they told you was a term of endearment, and now you've made it your own. And now you're being degraded at the same way that we attack each other as black men with the N word. You all are attacking each other, black women versus black woman, with the B word. You say it's a term of endearment, but it's not. When you get angry and that word comes out, it's a death altercation. You're trying to kill each other. We need to lose both of those words. And the one thing to Joe, he said, they don't have a right to say that. They have every right to say that word, Joe, because it's their language. They made up that word. So all it does is it just shows us who they are. Like, white person, if you want to say the N word, say it so I can know to not deal with you. And black people, if you want to say the N word, say it so I can know not to deal with you as well. And I'll end there.
Thank you, brother. Brother Bowtie, give me some closing words. This has been a great conversation. Let go.
Yeah, white people, if you want to say it so I can punch you in your damn mouth. Brother Bowtie here with some words. Forgive me, Joe. Hey man, if you like me, like my content, like me as an individual, my character, follow me at Bowtie Untied on everything, or Brothers Bowties on everything. That's my business page. Message for the day: every challenge is a chance to rise higher. Trust your strength. Your breakthrough is closer than what you think. I am Brother Bowtie. I wish you guys have a beautiful week and a lovely day.
That's what I'm talking about right there. That's what I'm talking about. I thought he was going to do his little thing and what it is, what it was. Listen, family, this has been some great conversation. I infer that you go watch the movie Belly, because tomorrow we're going to get into some conversation on Tell the Truth Tuesday about the movie Belly, which is an old movie, but has some very big relevant content in today's conversation. Woo, family, we got a little deep at the end. Let me do the following and go to my page. I'm going to post a picture of former President Barack Obama with a great article that came, I think, let me see what is out of the Lexington Herald. Terry Carter. I want to give Terry credit. Terry Carter from the Lexington Herald. As soon as I end this podcast, go to my page, see what I post about our former President Barack Obama. Be better today than you were yesterday, and do something today to be a blessing to somebody somewhere, that no matter what you do, no earthly way they could ever pay you back. And always remember that there is no secret what God can do. What he has done for others, he will and he can do for you. For when God is with you, nothing or no one can stand against you. Be blessed. Have a great day. We're up out of here. Lord say the same. We'll be back tomorrow. Peace.